I've always been a big city girl. I grew up in Chennai. I lived in Sheffield after that. I've lived a long time in Bangalore. This is home. So, whenever I've needed something, whether for myself or for the house, I've never had to really think twice. Like, for example, if I want a washing machine or the latest iPhone, or even um, let's say tampons, right? I don't have to think twice. I can order online. I can go to the nearest supermarket. I can go to the nearest chemist. Yeah, and there are just so many options. And literally today, anything I want will come to my doorstep. Now, parallel story. What if I was living in Kakivadumpatti? Because that's kind of where my paternal grandfather, lived, and that's where my dad grew up, and that's like a little village in interior Tamil Nadu. No, I think the situation would be very different. I don't think I could get my washing machine tomorrow or my tampons today. So this situation is the reality for a lot of Indians living in rural India, right? Of course, yeah, you might think, okay, consumeristic, maybe we don't need washing machines and tampons, but hey, but there are some things that you do need, like tractor tires, torches, medicines, why even clothes, right? Just simple day-to-day essentials. So we got talking about this, and we actually went out to a few folks in villages in Rajasthan and asked them what they need and how far they have to go to get some of these things.
रोज़मर्रा की जो चीज़ है ना, वो तो थोड़ी बहुत यहाँ जो मिलती है गांव में वो ले लेते हैं। जो ना लेवल हो तो वो फिर किशनगढ़ पड़ता है, फिर अलवर पड़ता है, वहाँ से लेकर आते हैं।
गांव में यही नहीं मिल पाता कि जैसे ये साबुन तेल वगैरह यही चीज़ें नहीं मिल पाती।
ये सिटी एक इधर पड़ती है 15 किलोमीटर यहाँ से, एक 18 किलोमीटर अलवर पड़ता है। तो यहाँ तो अलवर जाना पड़ता है, यहाँ किशनगढ़। अमेज़न वाले मैं कह रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पर तो नहीं पहुँच पाते गांव के अंदर। अगर वो कुछ सामान मंगाते हैं तो बाहर ही जाना पड़ता है उनको लेने, अंदर पहुँच नहीं है उनकी। इलेक्ट्रिक में बहुत सारी जैसे वॉशिंग मशीन हो गई या बड़ी चीज़ें जैसे भी प्रोडक्ट होते हैं जो यहाँ तो है नहीं, वो सिटी में ही जाना पड़ता है उनके लिए।
और से ऑर्डर तो फिर वैसे तो करते ही नहीं, करेंगे भी तो फिर या फिर पूछेंगे किसी से करवाओ, तो उसमें थोड़ा सा फिर असमंजस रहता है, भी आए माल ना आए, कैसा आए क्या है, उसके थोड़ा वो रहता है।
So this is precisely the problem that a cool impact startup called Frontier Markets is solving. Their rural social commerce platform has already catered to millions of rural Indians and has been pretty profitable. Welcome to the episode. Ajaitha Shah and her team at Frontier Markets have spent the better part of the last decade designing and delivering solutions around the rural Indian consumer. Today, the Frontier Markets team is nearly 150 people big, has a network of 10,000 rural micro-entrepreneurs, and has already delivered products ranging from groceries to consumer electronics to 2,500 villages in North India. Ajaitha, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
So I'm going to dive right in. With over 560 million internet users, India is the second largest online market, second only to China, right? But if you are sitting in an interior village like in Rajasthan or Karnataka and trying to order a product that's typically maybe only available to you online, let's say an Amazon or Flipkart or Myntra, will you really get it?
No.
Yeah. So what is the problem we're talking about?
So, the thing that's so interesting to me is that the internet usage and smartphone consumption in rural India has gone up to almost 256 million people. So the issue isn't connectivity. The issue isn't having a digital platform. The issue is reach in terms of logistics. Where I live, unfortunately, people don't deliver to me. And the other issue is comfort. Ultimately, I like going on Google and finding Amazon products, and I like to see the price point. But the fundamental reality is I don't pay online. I'm not comfortable with the idea of buying from someone who I've never met before, and I don't necessarily know what I need. The rural customer today is not a marketplace customer. They are not trading. They want to see the face. It's a bazaar customer. So the rural customer ultimately still wants to engage the person that they're buying from because they want to know whoever they're buying from will not leave them and will educate them. So the influence, the trust, the know-how, and the engagement is very much a bazaar experience and not a marketplace one.
Frontier Markets is creating a new age bazaar experience at scale through an end-to-end supply chain ecosystem for high quality, climate friendly, and gender inclusive products and services.
So fundamentally, what we try to do is we try to connect rural customers to all different kinds of products and services because we do see that there is a clear demand for high quality solutions that can help address multiple different facets of life, whether it be agri, climate, healthcare, finance, etc. We also know, on the other hand, there are brands and product companies and service companies that are keen to connect to this rural customer. So what we do is we bridge that gap by basically investing in two critical things: women and technology. So we've created a social commerce platform where our rural women entrepreneurs are essentially the connectors of getting rural customers to know about products and services and solutions, and they're facilitating or assisting their purchase of these solutions on our physical platform. And we then have connected a supply chain.
When you speak to potential business partners or an investor, how do you define your business?
800 million customers who are now projecting to be almost a 3.3 million consumption rupee business is what all these different brands are looking at. Whether you're an agri company, a consumer durable company, an insurance company, et cetera, everyone's trying to understand how to penetrate this market, right? Because it's a massive one. I think the challenge that most of these brands face is that they really don't know this customer. They don't know how to design products for this customer. They have a supply chain challenge. They don't know how to reach this rural customer. And so ultimately, the value proposition that Frontier Markets offers is that we're your go-to-market solution. Leveraging our platform, leveraging our supply chain, leveraging our connection to customers, we can get your products to market in a much more cost-effective way, but also deep, insightful way, where you're able to really design for this rural customer that creates pull market opportunities. So we offer customer insights, we offer a marketing platform, we offer delivery, we offer volume of business. And so for the product companies, this is a no-brainer because it's the cheapest and deepest and most exciting, thoughtful way for them to really get access to this untapped, luxurious frontier market in a way that I think makes it very easy for us to partner with companies. And that's why we've been able to partner with a lot of brands.
The Frontier Markets business model is truly unique and built on two pillars: empowered women and technology solutions. And it has three dimensions. One that offers brands a whole new phygital platform for sales and distribution to rural India. A second that offers marketers a rich source of actionable data and insights around the rural Indian consumer. And the third that offers rural households local access to a wide range of products that are delivered to the door. Today, Frontier Markets is a thriving digital bazaar that has already delivered 2.5 million products across India. That's everything from a 50 rupee pack of sanitary napkins all the way to a 10,000 rupee tractor tire, catering to every man, woman, and rural household.
Tell me a little bit about these women entrepreneurs. I know you call them Sahelis, right? So let's say, I'm a woman and I'm a homemaker, sitting in this interior village, and this village of maybe 50 families. What is it, how can I partner with Frontier Markets, right? And how am I an enabler or a channel for this village?
So our Sahelis are actually called Saral Jivan Sahelis. They're the easy life creators and friends in villages. Because we want to work in rural areas, we actually decided to identify women that are living in the villages that we want to then connect to. So you are a rural woman who has been living in the village for decades. You have a family history because this village is known to you. You could be anywhere between 18 to 45 years old. And you have been essentially someone who probably got married at the age of 14, had about 2-3 kids. You were educated maybe by maximum 8 standard or 6 standard because you were the first to be told to drop out. And you are not digitally connected to the universe. You're not the first to get a smartphone, But ultimately, you've been a part of an initiative which nonprofits and the government created called the Self-Help Group Initiative, where you were told that you are capable of earning income. You're told that you are meant to be a part of a contribution to society, and you are hungry to build agency for yourself. So we come in and we essentially offer that exactly to you, right? We say, listen, there is an opportunity here for you to get trained by us, to get access to digital solutions. Our tech platform will give you internet. Well, all we need from you is a commitment to be able to do what we say, collect information about your rural customers, showcase products. You don't have to travel. You're going to leverage your social influence that you have, which is your 50 households that are your neighbors for life. And together, we're going to design solutions to bring to your village, and you will earn money. You will earn money, and a lot of money. You'll earn it consistently. You'll co-create solutions with us. And you're also going to end up becoming the most influential person in your village. Because of you, people are getting a better life and better services and access. So when we introduce that to these women, they kind of look at us and go, what's the catch? Sign me up. And we've been able to do that at really large scale.
मेरे पास मनप्रीत जी हैं अपने नांगल हीरा से, वो आई, उन्होंने मुझे बताया फ्रंटियर मार्केट के काम के बारे में। मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा। मैंने उनसे बोला कि मैं अपने घर में सलाह मशवरा करूंगी, अगर मेरे घर वाले मुझे ये काम करने के लिए इजाज़त देते हैं तो मैं ये काम करना पसंद करूंगी। मेरे पास फ़ोन है जिस पे एक सहेली ऐप है, और इसमें मेरा काम है जैसे लीड चढ़ाना, नए नए प्रोडक्ट दिखाना और प्रोडक्ट बेचती हूँ।
कंपनी में मुझे एक सहेली ऐप दिया है जिससे मैं अपना सारा काम करती हूँ। इसमें एक हमारी हेल्प के लिए एक छोटा सा जीनी दिया हुआ है, जिसकी वजह से वो हमें हर चीज़ के बारे में बताता है। अगर आपको मुझसे चलो टीवी ख़रीदना है तो मैं उसके लिए होम अप्लाइंसेस इसको दबाऊंगी, इसमें देखो ये आ गया। अगर कस्टमर को चाहिए तो मैं इसे ऐड कर देती हूँ। ऑर्डर है वो कार्ट में आ जाता है, तो हम कार्ट के ऊपर क्लिक करते हैं, उसके बाद उसकी जो कस्टमर ने मंगाया है वो सारी डिटेल आ जाती है। हमें कोई परेशानी नहीं होती इसको चलाने में, मतलब ये इतना ईजी है, इसे हर कोई चला सकता है आराम से।
फ्रंटियर मार्केट में मैं जैसे ये फ्रिज, जो वॉशिंग मशीन, मिक्सी है, घर का राशन है, ये सभी चीज़ें जो उनको चाहिए वो मैं मंगवा के देती हूँ, ऑर्डर करवाती हूँ। हर जैसे वो घर पे आते हैं, मुझे बताते हैं या मुझे फ़ोन करके बताते हैं कि ये हमें सामान चाहिए, तो मैं उनको मंगवा के देती हूँ। कस्टमर जैसे 50 की लीड जोड़ी थी ना, तो उसमें से 20-25 हैं मेरे ग्राहक कैंट्री, मतलब रेगुलर। हर वो ये चीज़ें सब कोरोना काल में भी उन्होंने मेरे से मंगवाए, हर उन्होंने मतलब बहुत अच्छा लगा। घर पे ही जैसे ऑर्डर करते हैं तो घर पे सामान आ जाता है हमारा।
So tell me about the products piece. Are there more products and solutions in the works that you're going to launch in the coming few years?
The durable consumer electronics and digital service space to me has been our sweet spot, right? We know how to bring in value goods. What's really exciting is linking that to finance. So when we are wanting to bring in partners like Samsung, Crompton, Usha, or others, we're also then bringing in Bajaj. And we're bringing in Bajaj because we're saying, why shouldn't this rural customer get 0% EMI financing for consumer durable? So we're seeing innovation open in a different way. And I think that our strategy really has been go with the flow of the rural customer. Treat the rural family as a customer lifetime value creation, right? It's about lifetime services. I don't want to see how many transactions I do in a year through one vertical. I want to see how many times can I help them build a portfolio of services that allows us to truly cater for them to grow. And finally, I'll just say one thing is that we do it with a very strong gender lens. I think one of the biggest challenges in the sector today has been that we don't design for women, and we don't understand the role that women play as customers, as influencers. A mother might not have the money to pay for the solution, but she definitely influences family decisions. So how are we catering to the women perspective when we're designing products and services? And all of that brings in really exciting innovation. Like we've launched a subscription model, for example, for sanitary napkins. Because we know the challenge was not the product. The challenge was the distribution. right? Women do not want to go to a kirana shop and buy a product from a male. So how do you create a distinct service where you're delivering every month sanitary napkins to 100 women in the village through the Saheli?
Let's take a quick look at this team's growth milestones. 2011, Frontier Markets was founded by Ajaitha Shah. 2015, it pivoted to a women-centric business model. 2017, it launched the Meri Saheli mobile app powered by artificial intelligence and chatbots. 2020, it formed the Rural Access Coalition, delivering everyday essentials to COVID-affected villages and winning recognition from the World Economic Forum. Today, it's growing its revenue and footprint across India.
So we have this trajectory to become a 100,000 Saheli platform in the next 2 years, where we'll have 100,000 women entrepreneurs on our tech platform serving 10 million rural families, or about 70 million customers, right? So we'll become the largest rural social commerce platform, frankly, globally, right? But in India's context, for sure. But it also gives you a segue to become the first unicorn that is social impact oriented and gender lens oriented. And we're very confident we can make that happen because governments want us to create Sahelis everywhere, right? And so you're seeing this huge growth opportunity. And I think the timing is now. So I think we're living the best part of our life right now. And we're trying to really understand how to then systematically take advantage of it.
Super exciting. Super, super exciting. So what's been your biggest learning as an entrepreneur?
I think the biggest learning I have as an entrepreneur is partnerships are critical. You should never come in with the lens of wanting to solve everything by yourself, and truly be humble to see that others have created a pathway for you. So you're not recreating the wheel, but you're leveraging what already exists. And then you're also being very humble about what you are not good at so that you can bring in partners. I think that really has been the biggest learning for me. And I think I've used that lens for the last 6 years. And I think that's been the game-changing element of what has allowed us to be who we are.
You weren't raised in India. You were raised in the US. You worked abroad and sort of had this global perspective on things. And then you came to India, and a few years later, you sort of really sunk your teeth into the lives and needs of rural consumers, right? How was that whole experience for you? And why did you choose to do this?
I grew up in New York. I went to school in Boston, but I always wanted to ask myself, what does it mean to be a global citizen of the world? And when I was growing up in the US, I mean, it was a time of a lot of crises. There was humanitarian crisis, there was wars, there was poverty, it's always been there. And I think for me as a child growing up, I felt privileged to not have to deal with that, but at the same time also felt guilty about not wanting to contribute to shift it. So that was always a part of my ethos. My family's from Rajasthan. We're, obviously Indian by culture. And so when I was trained in The Hague in mediation conflict resolution, I remember the point that I'll never forget is they said, if you truly want to create impact and design for big and grow, go where you know the most. And that's really around culture, value, and systems. And I knew that growing up, even in New York, because we were time capsuled in our culture. And so India became the obvious space.
Fantastic having you on the show, Ajaitha. Really lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And all the Sahelis and the entire team at Frontier Markets, all the very best.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Take care.